Hello everyone and welcome to another LEGO Star Wars review. Today we're going to take a look at some more LEGO Star Wars sets from the Force Awakens, and in today's review we're going to take a look at the very cool Poe Dameron's X-Wing fighter. This is set number 75102 and it currently retails for $69.99, so a really great price on this one. There are some fantastic minifigures included, and the set itself, once put together, looks absolutely stunning. So the value for money aspect is definitely there, and the price per brick ratio is absolutely on point as well. This one comes with 717 pieces, so a great price for a great set. Before I jump into the review itself, as always, I'd like to give a big thanks and a shout out to the guys at the LEGO Group for providing this set for a review, and thanks to them I'll be bringing you some more Force Awakens LEGO set reviews very soon. So this is of course the front of the box, and as you can see we do have that really cool box art there featuring Poe Dameron's X-Wing in action on what appears to be Starkiller Base. This is a scene taken from the Force Awakens trailers, and as you can see down in the bottom we do have an image of the minifigures that are included with this set. On the reverse side we once again have some very cool artwork of the X-Wing fighter itself, and of course some of the images of the features that this one has. So very cool set indeed. Really can't wait to show you this one. This one comes with so much more than just the X-Wing, which is very cool, and again can't wait to show you some of these features. So that is the box. Now onto the set itself, and as always with these LEGO Star Wars reviews, we'll begin by taking a look at the minifigures, and the first one is of course the pilot of this particular X-Wing, and that is none other than Poe Dameron. This is a very cool minifigure indeed. Absolutely love this guy. Not only are the printed details on this one incredibly well done, but he also features the brand new Resistance pilot helmet, which looks superb, and I've got to say I am really impressed with this one. Not only does it feature all the correct details, so take note Hasbro, but it also features a see-through visor as well. Previous pilot helmets have had the visor printed onto the head underneath, whereas once the head, or the helmet rather, is removed on this figure, as you can see that visor is attached, which is just an awesome feature, something that I'm really impressed with. So you can see him there, very cool indeed. Again, you've got all those printed decals not only on the helmet, you've got the Resistance emblem there, as well as some Galactic Basic or Arabesh text. Again, that Resistance emblem on the front of the helmet as well. You also got all the appropriate flight suit details there, the console on the front, the flight bib and all the harnesses. Just a very cool looking figure all around, very impressed with how LEGO have handled this one. Now as I said, the helmet is removable, and on the head we actually get a reversible print. So on one side we've got a very battle ready and concerned expression, and on the reverse side a much more confident and friendly smile. It's a very cool figure indeed, and you'll see him in action a little bit more later on in the review when he is behind the controls of his X-Wing. So that's Poe Dameron. Obviously Poe is the pilot of the X-Wing, but any good pilot needs a navigator. And with this particular set, this comes in the form of BB-8. Now, BB-8 in LEGO form, I kind of sit on the fence with this one. I like the size, and I like how LEGO have put this one together. It's just the studs on the top and bottom of this figure kind of irritate me. I don't know, it just takes away from the look in many ways. It's not a bad minifigure, if you can even class it as a minifigure. But I don't know, it just doesn't quite feel like BB-8, and I think that's because of those studs on the top and bottom of the figure. With the exception of those, the detail on this one is phenomenal. As you can see, you've got those silver and orange highlights on the ball itself, and then of course all those optical appendages and other details on the dome, which are very cool. So detail wise this is fantastic, especially given the size. As I said, it's just those pegs or studs on the top and bottom of the figure which just take away from it a little bit for me. So that's BB-8. Also included with this set is a standard or regular Resistance pilot with a really cool helmet design. Once again, brand new sculpt with added details which look phenomenal. The detail on some of these minifigures are just superb. Really like these. And again, that is continued around the other side. Prints on the torso and legs are the same. Again, you've got those flight appendages there, such as the bib, the controls, and the harnesses. And the helmet can be removed as well, with just a singular facial print on the front, nothing on the back. It's a very cool figure, so if you want to alternate between pilots with this X-Wing fighter, you can do that. And these two look great side by side, I'm sure you'll agree. Now the final figure that we get with this set is a figure that I've actually given you a look at already on this channel, and that's this one. This is of course Goss 2's. However, on the box for this particular X-Wing, he is listed as Resistance Ground Crew. So that kind of gives us an idea as to Goss 2's role in The Force Awakens. Again, very impressed with this minifigure. Brand new prints and a brand new helmet as well. It looks very cool indeed. As you can see, he's wearing those green overalls that we saw on the Hasbro figure. He's got his face covered up once again, adding a little bit of mystery as to what his species are. And again, you've got that very cool and unique looking helmet. Now, all of these figures that I've shown you, the pilots, Goss 2's and all that sort of stuff, they all do come with accessories. However, we do get some storage appliances for these accessories. Now the first one comes in the form of this, which as you can see is the sort of little transport that we saw in the original trilogies, where we saw, you know, on the Battle of Yavin we had the transport running across the floor on the Yavin base, which transported all the pilots to their ships, and in this case it serves as a storage unit for a wrench for the Resistance Ground Crew and a blaster for the pilots. We also have on the opposite side some storage for some flick-fire missiles, which I'll give you a look at on the vehicle itself in just a bit. And we also have a container at the back as well, as you can see, with the Resistance emblem on there, which opens up for extra stud storage. Now you can also add your minifigures to this transport, so the Rebel pilot or the Resistance pilot can be seated in the middle, just there. And then to get around, Goss 2's can stand at the front, operating the controls, and get the pilots to where they need to be. So very, very cool indeed. Really nice that this was included. I must admit, I was expecting just to get an X-Wing with this one, but to get an additional transport is very cool indeed. So major points go to LEGO on that one. Now, we also get, in addition to the transport and the X-Wing, a set of flight ladders, which obviously can be attached to the side of the X-Wing and allows you to get your pilots inside with ease. This is just a singular ladder piece on a hinge, and as you can see it does stand on a base, whoops, so you can get this one stood up at the side of the X-Wing. So really cool accessories, really nice extra add-ons with this set. But of course, the main feature of this particular set is the X-Wing itself. So let's take a look at it. Just insert BB-8 into the droid socket there so you can take a look. And here it is. Very cool set indeed. Not only has the design of the X-Wing itself been updated, but I absolutely love the colour scheme on this one. The black and orange highlights really set this one off, make it look absolutely phenomenal. And I've got to say, this is, without a doubt, my favourite set from the entire Force Awakens line. This just looks superb. I love the paint, well, the decals and the prints. I just love the overall look of this one. It looks amazing. Really, really cool indeed. Now, this particular X-Wing does have a much more streamlined design to the X-Wings that we saw in the original trilogy. The front nose of the set of the X-Wing itself feels a lot narrower, a lot thinner, which is good, you know, that's not a bad point by any means. Again, it adds to this sort of streamlined effect. I do apologise for the amount of dust that's on this thing. as you can see there. You've also got the engines there, which again have been redesigned and repurposed for the Force Awakens. Bear in mind that the Force Awakens does take place 30 years after the Battle of Yavin, so these vehicles will have undergone some changes. But as you can see, the engines on these ones, rather than being a 4-engine vehicle, is just 2, and these engines split in half once you extend the S-files. So I'll give you a look at that in just a little bit. As you can see, you've got printed detail on the canopy where the figure can sit. When you open that section up, inside at the back behind the seat, you've got a storage section there for Poe Dameron's blaster, and you've also got a control panel just at the front, if you can see that well. So obviously Poe Dameron is the pilot for this X-Wing, so let's take a seat inside there, Poe. And there he is, very cool looking indeed. Really like this one, gotta say, looks fantastic. So there is Poe inside the X-Wing, and of course just sat behind him there is BB-8. Now, as you can see at the side of the canopy or the cockpit area, we do have stud firing shooters, which again are very similar to the ones seen on the First Order transporter. Just flick the trigger there and the studs fire out. You've also got retractable landing gear at the front of the nose, which again is on a hinge and just folds up inside the vehicle like so. And of course the piece de la resistance, or creme de la creme of this particular set, is the fact that the S-foils extend, and I've got to say I've always loved how LEGO have handled these. With the X-Wing from the original trilogy, this feature was absolutely on point, and this one is no exception. The only negative aspect about the extending S-foils is if you come around the back of the vehicle, obviously to keep those S-foils in place in landing mode, we do have these rubber bands around the engines which are blue for some strange reason. Obviously this stands out like a sore thumb, and would have been nice if they'd have been grey or black or even orange, just to take a little bit of attention away from those elastic bands, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, and of course they do assist the S-foil feature. So as you can see on the top of the X-Wing we have this knob which just rotates, and when you turn that knob, that clips into place and the S-foils are positioned into attack position, and this looks awesome. I've got to say, again, this is one of my favourite sets from the Force Awakens line, and I just love how this one looks with the S-foils positioned like that. Really, really cool indeed, and I'm really going to have to look into a display stand for this one so I can display this with the S-foils in attack position. It's very cool indeed. Now, in addition to those S-foils, obviously on the top we do have some extra firepower. This comes in the form of some flick fire missiles. There are also quite a few stickers to apply on this one, around the engine area there at the sides. I believe there's one just at the back of that lever, just at the front as well. Again on the sides there. Very cool indeed. Again, I'm a huge fan of this set. I think the design is fantastic. The way it's been put together is awesome. I'm just going to retract those S-foils for you. There you go. It's very, very cool indeed. Again, the design of the vehicle is superb. The minifigures that are included are awesome as well. And this is, again, just one of my all-round favourite sets from this line. Very cool indeed. And I highly recommend this. Again, $69.99 for this particular set, and it consists of 717 pieces. So a really great substantial build. It's really fun to put together as well, and obviously as always the finished product looks awesome. So highly recommended set, and I can't say enough good things about this one. So that is going to do it for set number 75102, Poe's X-Wing Fighter. Just give you a look at the box once again. Awesome set, highly recommended, and as always if you want to add this to your collection there is a link down below in the video description where you can do so. So again, huge thanks goes out to the LEGO group for providing this set for a review, and I'll be back to give you a look at one very cool LEGO Star Wars set next. It does come from the Force Awakens, and it is a vehicle of the First Order, and it's one of the biggest sets from the line so far, so I can't wait to show it to you. So until my next review, as always, thank you for watching, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.